Hello you guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mary and you should definitely subscribe down below so that you never miss out on a video from me. And if you're not new here, I apologize about the over a month actually wait in between these videos, but I got a second job and I've just been really busy and had absolutely no time to film or do anything other than work. So as you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we are in episode 2 of our wedding planning series, which is super exciting, and this one is venue shopping. We do have a venue and we do have an official date. If you follow me on Instagram, you would already know that. I post all that stuff on Instagram almost immediately, so if you want like real-time updates, you should definitely follow me there. So yeah, we went and looked at venues and we're going to talk about our favorite ones in this video and also the one that we chose. But before we do that, I do want to give you guys a quick update on the planning boards that I did last time. I have been using them. It's been really nice to keep everything organized. The first one has changed quite a bit. I'm going to block you. Oh, I didn't even introduce, like, if anybody's new, they have no idea who you are.
I'm the fiance.
This is Zach. Yeah, he's my fiance. I forgot.
Now go ahead and cover me up.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, so over in our top priorities, we still have 3 top priorities, but they're completely different. Our first one is to find a caterer. That is the last major vendor that we still need to book. Everything else is pretty much done, except for dress shopping, which is actually the 3rd one on here. We're planning on doing that in October, so definitely be on the lookout for a video for that as well. And then also organized guest list. Our guest list is done. I just want to make sure that we have everybody's information and that everything is organized so that we can print labels when the time comes and all of that stuff. So that's kind of on there. We've done everything for our bridal party up to this point. Right now it's just our hair trial, which won't be for quite a while. And then on this one, the attire tab again has not changed because we haven't done anything. The decor tab has changed. I've done a couple things already. We've already planned our centerpieces. I know what those are going to look like, and we started buying candle holders for that. We haven't bought any candles yet, but we did buy candle holders. Appointments and deadlines. We just have our engagement shoot, and that's actually this month. It is 2 weeks from Tuesday of filming. It's August 23rd and I'm so excited about that. Like, I'm just so excited to have like some good engagement pictures. So that's kind of it for that. So the first thing that I did when we started talking about venues was I went on Facebook and I asked for recommendations for venues in our area. I tried Googling it, but I really couldn't find anything. And our biggest issue is that we're getting married in December, and most venues, even in Ohio, have outdoor ceremony and indoor reception only. Like, there's no like versatility, and I don't want to take that chance to do an outdoor ceremony in case it's freezing, in case it's snowing, in case it's raining, like anything. I just don't want to take that chance. So I sat down one night and I went on every single one of their websites and just looked at the photos and did my first elimination solely based on how the venue looked, like whether it was pretty or not. Then I went through a second time of all of those ones and looked at prices, what they include, would it even be worth it to go tour it, and then I made a list of all the ones that we wanted to go see, and that list ended up being like 10 originally, I think. Yeah, there was like 10 venues on it originally. 2 of them, for whatever reasons, I don't even remember now, we ended up taking off. So we went to go see 8 physically in person. So we are not going to walk you through 8 venues in this video. That would be a lot. We're going to walk you through our top 3. The first one that we went to go see was called Crest Farms. So Crest Farms is an old dairy farm that they actually turned into a wedding venue in central Ohio, and it was actually the very first venue that we went and saw, period. Like, it ended up being in our top 3, but it was the first one we went to see, and it is beautiful. Like, we immediately got out of the car and were like, oh my gosh, like, we really like this just from the outside. There's this really big patio where you can do an outdoor ceremony if you want to, with a fireplace, and they have like heaters and stuff. There's a big chessboard outside, which, not that that would really be of any use to us, it was just kind of cool. There was just like, I don't know, there was a lot of really pretty like photo opportunities there. Like, it was gorgeous. And it was funny because we almost didn't even go see this place because it was a little more expensive than what we were originally wanting to spend on a venue. We were looking at Garrett getting married on a Sunday, and this venue in the off season, like in December, was $6,500 for a Sunday. So that was a little more than we originally wanted to spend, so we weren't even gonna go see it, but we decided to, and I'm actually really glad we did because I liked it a lot, and it was a good first venue tour for us to go to and to kind of get an idea of what we needed to be looking for. The lady that helped us was super sweet.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, I mean, it gave us an idea of what we like and what we don't like. Just, it was really a great first experience. We talked about toying with the idea of maybe trying for an outdoor ceremony because we loved the way the outside was, and they told us that if we wanted to, we could move it inside. Like, if the day of comes and the weather was horrible, no problem, their staff would move everything inside and we could still do the ceremony inside. And the ceremony space indoors was gorgeous as well.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you guys will just have to see in the footage, I can't even explain it. Like, it was just so pretty. They had this really great upstairs bridal suite with this grand staircase that you would like make your entrance down if you had your ceremony indoors. They had a really nice patio that you could do your cocktail hour on. My probably favorite part about this venue was the reception hall. It is so pretty. They had these really great chandeliers with like foliage all around them. Those were gorgeous. They had like string lights across the ceiling. They had these really pretty curtains like entering in. The wood chairs were beautiful. Just like the wood everything was beautiful. It was just like such a beautiful room. Like, I fell in love with that room.
One of the downsides to this venue in particular was they just have regular party tables, and the decor and the centerpieces and everything that we've sort of been thinking about look better on like wood top tables. So we were looking at some wood top tables potentially, and this place didn't have any, so we'd have to use linens instead to sort of achieve the kind of look that we were interested in achieving.
Or bring in wood top table rentals, which would be an astronomical additional expense.
Yeah.
One of the upsides though for this one, for the price, was that it actually included a ton of stuff. I don't even remember at this point now what all it included. I remember one of the biggest things being decor. They had a basement just filled with decor that you could go down and look through and choose from and use on your wedding day, which would save you a ton in decor, obviously. They included a day of coordinator. That was another one that I kind of had high on my priority list just because I thought that it would really help the day run smoother. They also had what they call a cowboy suite, which was just like a place for the groom and the groomsmen to get ready, and that was really neat too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a great venue, and we walked away being like, yikes. We really liked it, and we weren't really sure what we were going to do. But again, it was only our first venue tour, and we wanted to kind of see what else was out there.
So next on our list is a venue called The Barn at Harts Grove, and this was a neat one. This is northeast Ohio, kind of snowbelt area, which was that was a consideration for sure when we were looking for a December wedding. Obviously, it had to factor into our decision, but they've got pretty much everything that you could ask for on site as far as facilities go. They've got a massive barn for the reception that was I think they just built it in 2019. Mm-hmm. Very pretty space. A lot of like wood paneling everywhere that looks just really nice. And they did have wood top table covers, so that was interesting. We wouldn't have to purchase linens or anything, or rent linens or anything like that. They have a chapel on site for a ceremony, and they've got bride and groom apartments on site. They also had like a family house on site where like older relatives, immediate family could come and stay and things like that. And they had some additional lodging across the street. And they had, we had the opportunity to rent like all of it, like all of the facilities. So, everybody could kind of come and hang out and have a party. So we thought that was an interesting thing to consider as well. I'm like a sucker for Edison bulbs. It's super weird. I just think they're so pretty. I don't like fluorescent light. It just reminds me of like school. Like, I hate white light. I love some warm, pretty yellow orange light. I just love stuff like that. And the chandeliers that they have in here were the Edison bulb chandeliers. Really nice. Yeah, so it was kind of raining when we toured there?
Kind of.
It was raining when we toured there.
It was pouring. We got soaked.
But the property is pretty large, and it's a functioning farm. The portion that the wedding venue is on is separate from the rest of the farm, but it is a functioning farm.
So the last one in our top 3 was a place called Brookside Farms. And I really, really liked this one. I think I liked this one more than Zach did. But I really liked it, and I really liked the owner. He was an older guy, and he was just so sweet.
He was really cool.
Yeah, and he just walked us around and talked to us, and I don't know, he was just so nice. Brookside had a separate chapel and barn as well, which was cool. Their chapel was a little bit older, but it was old enough to be cool, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, it didn't feel like from the 90s old, like, where it's just kind of like, ew, that's gross and outdated. It felt like I don't even know how else to describe it. You guys can see, like, what it looks like, and yeah. I thought it was pretty.
Like, older than our parents' old.
And it had pews going all the way up. It had these, like, wood stumps, and he actually had, like, a ton of different, like, altars to choose from.
Oh, yeah.
Like, in his back storage room. So we went back and looked, and he was like, yeah, you can choose from like any one of these that you want to have, and you can have the big barn doors open to make it feel more like outside, or you can have them closed to make it feel more inside. So it was really, really pretty, and I liked it a lot. And then the barn where the reception is was really cool. It had a whole section for like the bar, and it was like this old wooden, like, I don't know, it felt like kind of like a saloon bar, like I don't know, it was really, really neat. And then on the other side there was like a whole section for the dance floor that was all like, there's like this like canopy stuff, and the poles were all lighted. It was so pretty.
Lighted?
We're going with it. I don't care.
Lit. They were lit. They were lit.
I'm editing that out. I don't care.
Then you have to say the poles were lit.
No.
Yeah, the poles were lit.
And then behind the dance floor was where all the tables and stuff were. So it was kind of like these like different sections, but it was really pretty, and it had this gorgeous patio where he was telling us that like at night when all the string lights are lit up, like it's super pretty. I loved this venue. It also had separate bridal and groom suites, and that was the last venue that we went and saw.
Yeah, well.
The very last one, and it made my decision fairly difficult.
Not mine.
We knew already that River Crest and the barn at Hartsgrove were our other top 2, so we knew these were going to be our top 3, and I left there being like, wow, I don't know, I love all 3 of these so much. I kind of had one winning in my head though, and his was for sure winning in his head, and it was the same one, so we were like, okay, clearly this is the one that we want to go with. So the one that we ended up choosing is the second one, the barn at Hartsgrove, and I do want to talk a little bit about why we ultimately decided to go with that one. Oh, I didn't talk about the prices for
I was literally
either.
just thinking about that.
I forgot to give you guys prices. So for Brookside on a Sunday, what was it? I want to say Brookside for a Sunday was around $4,000. Somewhere around there. I just don't remember where. And then for a Sunday at the barn at Hartsgrove, it was like $5,000. I don't know about the barn at Hartsgrove because so here's the thing. If we would have gone with Rivercrest or Brookside, we would have been getting married on a Sunday, and we would only have the property for that day from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. That was like the standard. The barn at Hartsgrove was different though, because yes, you could rent it for a single day, and it was the same deal. I think you got it from like 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. And it was cheaper, obviously, for one day. But because they had all that lodging, you were also able to book it for an entire weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Woo!
Yeah. And we talked about it, and yes, it was more expensive. So for the off season, us booking it for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was, with everything, like all the fees and everything, about $10,000. So it was more than we were looking to spend originally. We were looking, I think I maybe put $4,000 max, but we were going to try to stay under that. There were so many benefits to this property and to having it for the whole weekend that we decided that it made it worth it. Yeah. Whether you think it made it worth it, I don't know, that's your own opinion. If you don't want to do that, obviously you don't have to.
It's not your wedding.
Right, but we decided that it made it worth it. Trying to do everything in one day was going to be so stressful, especially because we don't have a wedding planner and we don't have a day of coordinator. I'd heard a lot of other brides talk about how difficult and frustrating it could be trying to do everything the day of, and you know, when you can't get into a venue the night before to decorate, you're just relying fully on other people to make sure that it's decorated the right way, and you're relying fully on your friends and family to stick around after the reception to help you clean up.
Yeah.
And we just didn't want to have to worry about that. We wanted our wedding day to be a complete, you know, and obviously, like, you can never guarantee that something's not going to go wrong. I'm sure something will go wrong on our wedding day.
For sure.
But because we know that we will have all this time the day before to make sure everything's ready and set in place, and then all the time the day after to, you know, relax and clean up and everything. Okay, sorry if the angle changed. My SD card ran out of storage and I had to change it out. Basically, we just decided to relieve a lot of that stress from ourselves and from our parents and just let it be, you know, a nice day that we can enjoy and not have to worry about all that stuff before and after. Like, we can wake up, take a slow morning, you know, really spend our time getting ready, and just being with our family and bridal party and whatever before the ceremony, and then we can enjoy the evening that night. We don't have to worry about cleaning up. We don't have to worry about any of that. The other benefit financially is that we can do all of our rehearsal stuff there, which is phenomenal. So we can do our rehearsal dinner, and everything there on Friday, which for me was a big deal because a lot of these other places, you either couldn't do the rehearsal there at all, or you had to do it during the week, and you could do the rehearsal but not the rehearsal dinner. So we would still have to like rent out another place for a rehearsal dinner, and that's an added expense. So I mean, it really kind of balanced itself out, and you get lodging for 32 people, you get full access to everything all 3 days. You're there from 9 a.m. Friday to 10 p.m. Sunday.
There's also a very clear number one for me, out of the, you know, several that we actually went and toured, because I have a pretty large, pretty close-knit family. Like, my extended family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, like, we're pretty close. I really love the idea of having like a whole 3-day long celebration for our wedding. Mm-hmm. With all our family and friends there, like, to celebrate with us. Like, I just think that's the coolest idea. So when he was showing us, the fellow who owns the place, when he was showing us all the different houses and like telling us about, oh, you can rent these, you can rent across the street too, you can rent it all, you can do it for 1 day, you can do it for 3 days. We were like, we can do it for what? Yeah, I remember walking around and being like, alright, nah. This is it. It was a very easy decision for me personally.
Yeah, the more we talked about it, the more blatant it became for me as well. Like, yes, I loved Rivercrest especially because it was the first place we looked at, so it kind of had like that, like, it was the first place I really envisioned our wedding being, because you walk around and you like envision yourselves there, and that was the first place we went. So that was kind of stuck in my head every time I would think about our wedding. It was at Rivercrest.
Are you crying?
No.
Why are you crying? Honey, don't cry. Why are you crying? Why are you crying?
Because I can.
What? No.
There is a lot of great photo opportunities around the property. It's a gorgeous property. There's, you know, water features. There's windows all throughout the chapel that you can look out onto the water in the property and everything. We actually came like hours away from not booking it.
Yeah.
From missing it. A couple things went wrong, very wrong, as we were trying to sign the contract and give our deposit, and we almost missed it. And then that would have been so sad, but it ended up working out. It's fine. We got it. It actually ended up being the last date for 2023 at this venue. They were completely booked up, which is insane because we were looking at this venue back in May.
Yeah.
So, and they were already completely booked for 2023.
If you're getting married, figure that out right now. Because unless you're like going to the courthouse or walking some beach with a priest, you are not going to be able to get married for
anytime
a while.
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're getting married and you're planning, figure it out now, please.
I had a lot of fun looking at venues.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good time.
Yeah.
Our next big event will be dress shopping, which you don't even get to be a part of. So.
Well, you know.
Anyway, that is everything for this video. So if you guys enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more wedding planning content, subscribe, because that's what I'm doing now. I just don't do anything else. That's it.